Dun, dun, dun. This is Gross Domestic Investments, the PowerPoint number 17. It's on page 40. We're going to review, what we've already learned. We looked at consumption function model, which is simply the aggregate expenditure model using the consumption that we learned, which is sig x, which equals to GDP. Now we're going to add gross domestic investment to the topic and see how it will affect aggregate expenditures. Gross domestic investment, we're going to call it capital I, lowercase g, are the expenditures on new capital goods for future production. Businesses will invest in new capital goods if the investment projects are profitable for the company. Marginal benefits are the expected rate of return or profit a business expects from its investment. Marginal costs are the expected cost of making the investment. Purchase cost plus interest rates. Businesses will invest if the marginal benefits are greater than or equal to marginal costs. This is very important. Let's say we have a company that generates a yearly profit of $100,000. It wants to invest in a new drill press. That will cost the company $9,000. The company expects that the new drill press will increase the company's productivity by 10%. The marginal cost is $9,000. The marginal benefit, $10,000, a 10% increase of $100,000. Yes, the company undertakes the investment opportunity. But what if the company has to borrow the money from a bank in order to make the investment? In that case, the interest paid on the borrow loan is also part of the marginal cost of the investment, since interest rates are the cost of borrowing money. So, interest rate, marginal cost of gross investment. Should the equipment be purchased? Let's say that the investment loan of $9,000 will carry a 12% interest fee. The marginal cost of this investment has increased from $9,000 to $10,080. 9,000 times 0.12 is 10,080. It appears that the company will not make the investment. But if you remember back to the lesson, inflation, the effects of inflation help borrowers. Borrowers pay back money that has less value. It is the real interest rate, RIR, that is the true cost of borrowing money. So we have 12% nominal interest rate, 3% anticipated inflation, and then the real interest rate. So we got to figure all those little numbers out. Should the equipment be purchased? If the real interest rate is 9%, then the marginal cost of the investment has increased from $9,000 to $9,810. And how we get that is we multiply 9,000 by 0.09. It appears that the company will make the investment because the marginal benefit is still $10,000. Lowering interest rates makes the marginal benefits of capital investments more profitable for businesses. This will increase the demand for money to make gross investments. As real interest rate decreases, the demand for gross investment will increase. We can illustrate this inverse relationship between real interest rates and the quantity of money by using an investment demand model. There's an inverse relationship between real interest rate and what's QM? Quantity of money, yeah! Okay, here's our next, well, we haven't done chartograph number 5 yet. Chartograph number 5 is linking consumption with savings. But this is going to be chartograph number 6, the investment demand model. Go ahead and draw it in your notes, and it's going to be drawn on, I'm going to draw it on the board, and you guys will copy it. But we have real interest rate here, we have quantity of money, and we have demand and investment of gross investment. This is the investment demand model, and you can see when the interest rate is lower, what happens. The quantity of money demanded for investments increases as interest rates decrease. This is illustrated as a movement from point A to point B on a fixed investment demand curve. Businesses borrow more quantity of money because it is cheaper to do so. A to B. But sometimes the entire demand curve can shift. Here we go with the shifting again, and change the entire demand for gross investment. Such changes occur without any change in interest rates. One of the 5 non-interest rate factors determinants has caused this change, known as taste. T is for something, A is for something, S is for something, T is for something, E is for something. We have all these great acronyms. See the shift. So the taste non-interest rate determinants would be technology, acquisition of operation costs, stock of inventory, taxes, and expectations. Technology, meaning the development of new technology, shifts the investment demand curve to the right, such as a business upgrade. Acquisition of operation costs is when production costs fall, expected rates of return from prospective investments rise, shifting the demand curve to the right. Stock of inventory. Businesses with dwindling inventories will invest in expansion, thus shifting the demand curve right. Taxes. We're always going to talk about taxes too. Lower business taxes increases the expected profitability of investments and shifts the demand curve right. Expectations are optimism about future profits, increasing investments and shifting the demand curve to the right. There are some volatility issues. Volatility of investment. And, oops, I love the little stormy guy. Investments are very volatile, which, as you already know, means hard to predict. Just because interest rates are lower does not mean businesses will increase their investment of capital goods. The reason is because of DIE, D-I-E. And these reasons for investment volatility are DIE. The D is for durability of capital. Some machines are more durable than others. The more durable the capital, the less need for replacing it. The I is irregularity of innovations. It's hard to predict when the next new invention will occur. Expectations. Pessimism about future profits will cause firms to keep older equipment and avoid investment. Boom.